It is, without question, the most difficult schedule in the Big 12. It belongs to the Oklahoma Sooners. So, for a school that's going to be given the benefit of the doubt for a college football playoff appearance, credit Oklahoma for scheduling not one extremely difficult game, two tough major opponents in the non-conference schedule. We also have to take into consideration that when Oklahoma signed the contract with Houston, they probably didn't necessarily think the Cougars were going to be a fringe top 10 team in all of college football. They looked at it as an in-state win. But what it's become for Oklahoma is a game in Houston to try to pick up some recruits. So they travel to Houston to take on the Cougars September 3rd, and Oklahoma could be playing with its college football life. Not necessarily the Big 12 championship, of course, because it's an out-of-conference game. Then 2 weeks later, Oklahoma begins a home-and-home series in Norman against the Ohio State Buckeyes. So despite losing all that NFL talent, Ohio State will come in as probably the fifth-ranked team in the country. That's where they have started in the preseason and will have 2 games under its belt. It's Houston, it's Ohio State. It's arguably the most difficult non-conference pair in college football, probably just second to USC taking on Alabama and Notre Dame. Okay, why is it 40th in the country? It's because the Big 12 is, in my estimation, based on my calculations, the worst of the Power 5 conferences. The ACC is right there as well. So the Big 12, the ACC go neck and neck. The ACC a bit stronger with Clemson and Florida State far superior to what is on the top end of the Big 12. So Oklahoma faces a major stretch to begin the year. So aside from the Louisiana-Monroe second game September 10th, the first 5 games also include Houston, Ohio State, TCU on the road, and Texas in Dallas, of course. And then the season concludes for the Sooners with Baylor at West Virginia and Oklahoma State at home. So 2 difficult stretches for the Sooners, and the first one right out of the gate, the first 5 games of the season against 4 very difficult opponents, especially Houston, Ohio State, and on the road in Dallas-Fort Worth against the Horned Frogs. It's the 40th rated schedule in the country, and as we've pointed out previously, if this was the 25th rated schedule in the country, it would be pretty close to the 40th rank. So there are razor-thin differences between these schedules. This is the most difficult schedule in the Big 12. It's Houston, it's Ohio State, then it's the 3 or 4 difficult games in conference for Oklahoma. Of course, the Sooners don't have to play themselves, presumably the best team in the Big 12. That remains to be seen. I believe this team's a bit overrated at number 3 in the country to start. We shall see. I'm just rating the conferences right now and rating the schedules. So we've got a 9-step process. You've got to check out the first video to get in sync with that. Oklahoma, number 1 in the Big 12 in schedule difficulty, number 40 in the country. Need to hear from you now on Mark Rogers TV.